Have any of you been made aware of any immigrant that has had 34 felony convictions?
Delighted that we were able to show you what a nonviolent protest looks like.
Trump says he wants to balance the budget. His plan would add $3 trillion to the deficit to give billionaires another tax cut.
Okay, we've got some spicy clips to look at today as Democrats and Republicans met on the House floor all throughout. They met with mayors as well, and, well, fireworks flew. So we've got the spiciest moments of them lined up for you. Be sure to first take a moment to like the video. That helps us out a ton, more than you could imagine. Subscribe if you haven't already, and otherwise, let's get right into the video.
Kind of like what I saw on the floor of the House last night. I mean, I love the little popsicle sticks with the little construction paper signs. Those are pretty special. Trying to spend less money. And yeah, save on money. I appreciate you didn't want to be extravagant. I think I'm going to draw a response here, but that's really what we saw on display last night. Sophomoric, childish, not even sophomoric. More juvenile than that.
Thank you kindly, Mr. Chairman. Let me start with the digression to address my friend from Arizona. First of all, I'm delighted that we were able to show you what a nonviolent protest looks like, and I appreciate the fact that you praised people for bringing signs and popsicle sticks rather than steel pipes and Confederate battle flags and Trump flags to beat people up.
Right, and there's a few things to mention with this. Marjorie Taylor Greene would yell at Biden every single year, heckle him as he walked in, interrupt him, yet crybaby Republicans kick out Al Green for telling him that he doesn't have a mandate to cut Medicaid. And now they're trying to censor him and punish him even further. Where Democrats went, they rather peacefully objected. I mean, personally, I think every single Democrat should have raised hell and got kicked out after comments like, we'll take Greenland no matter what, and the other insane things that Trump was saying in a State of the Union address. But oh no, they brought signs rather than weapons, mind you, that Republicans brought, where, again, Republicans, ultimate cry bullies. When they lose, they are the ultimate victims. When they win, they're the ultimate bullies.
Let me ask each of the mayors, just yes or no. Have any of you been made aware of any immigrant that has had 34 felony convictions that has still been able to roam around in your cities? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
34 felony convictions.
No, Congresswoman.
From the immigrants. Anybody?
I'm not aware.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious because we are so concerned about crime, and I know that my Republican colleagues would never want anybody with 34 felony convictions roaming around because that could be a danger to the community, but I will move on.
She is by and far way too good at this. It's funny because the fear-mongering shouldn't work when it's being done by a literal 34-count felon, but it shows how powerful the Republican propaganda machine is, which is why our main focus needs to be from pulling back from that, because we can have a president get elected after 34 felony counts, 54 other felony indictments, including election interference, being liable for sexual assault, fraud, defamation of the victim he sexually assaulted. But yet when he says, oh, immigrants scary, it works. He has two people come to the State of the Union that have loved ones that were victim of crimes from undocumented immigrants to make a political point, leaving out the countless families losing loved ones to American citizens who commit far more violence than immigrants of any kind.
He says he wants to make America affordable again. Well, inflation just hit a 7-month high, and his new trade war will cost families $2,000 more a year. Trump says he wants to balance the budget. His plan would add $3 trillion to the deficit to give billionaires another tax cut. Let me repeat that again. To give billionaires a tax cut. All these cutbacks, all these firings are going to fund tax cuts for billionaires. He says Social Security is paying benefits to millions of people over 100 years old. Totally wrong. Debunked 100 times. He says he cares about childhood cancer. He slashed the funding for child cancer research. He says his tariffs are good for farmers. Last time he did this, farmers lost $27 billion. He says he supports law enforcement. He pardoned the people who beat police officers on January 6th.
It's just one lie after the other because along the way, Trump realized with his base, it just doesn't matter what he does. It just matters what he says because that's what they're going to use to defend him. A perfect example, last night at the State of the Union, Trump shows DJ, a kid with mental disabilities and brain cancer, spinal cancer, that he had sworn into the Secret Service. A good moment, right? Really emotional. And Democrats didn't stand up when Trump did this, as well, largely he was using them to make an anti-vax point. But now MAGA is all online pretending that Trump and Republicans are the one that care about kids with disability or kids with cancer and Democrats don't. Yet Republicans are the ones cutting $880 billion from Medicaid that funds 50% of the special care needs in America, and that they just defunded cancer research through the NIH. But Republicans don't care about any of this because they'll say it's a fraud or a Ponzi scheme or something, and that's why Trump doesn't even feel the need to do the bare minimum. As long as he does the social media clip stuff, his base is going to prop him up regardless.